who nods at the sign from Bart, swivels and fires to get us underway on this Friday with a strike on the outside corner. And here's Curry's first to the left-hander. It's a strike in there, I should say. Luke is tied for the team lead with those 5. That pitch is downstairs. For the tarp out, 15 minutes before first pitch, the rain stopped, and so they stopped rolling the tarp out. It never got all the way out on the field.
Barely got into left field. Had to recruit some Florida State guys today to be able to foul those pitches off, make them bring in a little bit more, try and hit the off speed.
Another fastball fouled away. Here's the 2-2 now. Curveball down and in. The first offering is off the plate away for ball 1. The other year. Swinging a foul tip back into the mid of Bart. Georgia Tech swept. 1-1, swung on and missed. Strike 2.
If I'm not mistaken, and he came back up here and pitched on Sunday, the day after the game.
Check swing on one high. He thought about it, but the Jackets were unranked. And they showed some flashes of brilliance that weekend 4 years ago. Look, he doesn't steal often, just 1 for 1 on the year. And that's right down the middle for a call, sometimes at DH, but always in the order. And Curry's 0-2. Strike 3 called at the bottom edge. Good morning. The order.
Yeah, and he was a big reason for the reshuffle that Georgia Tech went through in their lineup in the Virginia Tech series, because he was hitting so well in that 2-hole. It allowed Danny Hall to slide Wade Bailey down, move Joey Bart up to 2, Chase Murray up to 1, and it's really done wonders for this Georgia Tech lineup because they've kind of figured out how to balance it out a little bit, and getting this guy more at bats certainly doesn't hurt.
March 18th was the day that Joey Bart moved to the 2 spot of the Georgia Tech order. He's at the plate now. The star catcher, a .357 hitter with 8 home runs and 21 RBIs. That pitch is at the bottom line of the zone for a called strike 2 on the power that he's shown. He had won that first game when he moved to the 2-hole.
Up. Virginia Tech intentionally walked him a couple times with runners on base.
Swing and a deep drive down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and I don't think there's any question about it. It's a fair ball. Joey Bart with a bullet straight down the left field line off the practice facility, and what a bomb. I called him out.
Yeah, I think he may have heard you talking. He said since he hit to that 2-hole, he hadn't hit a home run since March 18th. He said, you know, Kyle Tate, I'm going to show you. That was an absolute bomb. That's a no-doubter if I've ever seen one. Joey Bart showing preseason All-American. He has been so good for this Georgia Tech team this year. That's a ball on the inside part of the plate, a little elevated, just drops the head of the bat on it and absolutely mashes that over the fence. Great start for the Yellow Jackets.
Similar to his near home run on Tuesday night against Georgia, team in the country, and the Yellow Jackets upended him. Took the first 2 in that 3-game set. That was their first regular season series win over Florida State since 2009 when they did it here in Atlanta. Here's a man to watch, Drew Mendoza. We highlighted him at the outset today. Takes a strike from Curry. He was one of the top high school recruits in the country 2 years ago. And he lines this one out toward left, right into the neighborhood of Colin Hall, who won't have to move too much. Here's a freshman, Reese Albert. Takes a Curry. Albert, a .229 hitter. 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. It's a fastball that'll just...
It's tough to get around on that Xavion Curry fastball.
Absolutely.
Really gets on you quick. Yeah.
The 2-2. Oh, close pitch. Inside corner, fastball, strike 2, paints it black. State is at the plate for Curry to try out that breaking ball because you're not going to get him out all day with just the fastball. And that's what he's been developing throughout his 2 years here on the flats, trying to get that secondary pitch. And it's got...
His fastball was elite, and they could not catch up to it.
Here early in the game, it's all about figuring out what the home plate umpire will give you. There's a curveball right over the heart. He squares to bunt. Missed it. Strike 2. 1-2. Outside. Since dropping that opening last week was 2 College World Series participants from last year. 2-2, swung on and missed. Pete Swanson. The freshman waits, and the curveball's down and out. And And that fastball will just miss. Albert at second, Durr at first. Fastball right down the pipe for the game today. Hopefully we're clear the rest of the way tonight. 2-1, swing and a miss on a fastball that he blows by him. He challenged Swanson. 2-2, curveball didn't drop enough.
The way on Friday were absolutely fantastic. Connor Thomas, and then Tristan English, a guy who missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery, been in the weekend rotation for a few weeks now. Getting his first career win was good to see.
Top strike. There's that curveball we talked about early from Curry. Good to see him so confident with it. He's starting it at bat, too. The FSU switch-hitting left fielder hacks and misses.
One of them was 3 for 4 on the day. You're exact. Sometimes you just got to out-hit the other team.
Yeah.
That's what Florida State was able to do.
6-2 the final score. It was a home run derby in the first 2 innings. You had Raleigh, Albert, and Swanson all go yard in the first 2 frames. Speaking of yard, here's Bart. Then hits. A couple of weeks ago, I talked to Bart's a stud. 1-2 bounced left side hole. Salvatore has it. Plants, throws just in time.
Bart legged that one out, too. He's going to be the guy that can do it all, showing off the wheels there.
He was in the air for his final step. It beat him by a fraction. And there's a man away.
It's not exactly running off normally, though, so you hope Joey Bart didn't get a little shaken up on that game. Each team scratching out 3 hits, but it has really been about these guys on the mound. Florida State, and they've done it in different ways. Florida State has really made Xavion Curry work hard for his scoreless 3 innings. And Cole Sands has just been fantastic, as you said, working ahead of hitters.
The junior catcher struck out looking. He has yet to take the bat off his shoulders today. Zone.
The first 2, and then you think, he can't throw me another one, but
foul tip back off of Bart. Knocked the mask right off of his face, and he's in some pain.
Yeah, that's tough. That'll wake up the senses a little bit.
Let's see it again.
He is right on that fastball. Oh, that catches Joey Bart flush. How many times have you seen that from guys? And they're a little dazed. You see him rubbing the jaw. Like, man, why do I do this? I could have been a third baseman.
And this after the awkward step at first base. He's had a tough inning.
Yeah, exactly. Joey Bart gets beat up behind the mound. He's a tough guy. Rarely misses a game. Rarely misses a game behind the plate.
2-2 is high. It's 3-2. Drew Mendoza, the batter. It way to left. Back in the second. We talked earlier about the Mendoza line, and that was my first thought when I saw Drew Mendoza. I said, oh, I wonder if he's related to Mario. He's not.
His bat certainly isn't. He is well above.
He's never flirted with the Mendoza line.
Yeah, he is well above that.
You know that's been a running joke throughout his baseball career.
I know. You know, when you have that last name and this ends up getting their first run.
It's an E6. And now here's Durr, the second baseman. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball right down I-85 at Rush Chandler Stadium. Pitch is high.
That
You can play what if in baseball all you want, though.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Swanson, the batter, in the 9 spot.
One that he hasn't had one like it in a few weeks, if at all, this season. But certainly has responded in the last 2 bats.
Her life. One is when she was 42 years old, when she refused to give up her bus seat in Montgomery. Across from each other, a lot of wisdom in that 50 years, and a great moment, a great statue they unveiled here on campus. It's called Continuing the Conversation.
He continued, and needs to be remembered as we continue.
Red Applin is the batter. He's 1 for 2 of Georgia Tech back in 1961. And that's an important point of their own volition without the court saying you have to integrate. And that's a proud. The first offering fouled straight back. Xavion Curry today, a lot of pitches. He's crossed the century mark. 63 of them strikes. So he's been in the zone. A lot of foul balls by Florida State, working long at bats, and that's really been the dagger to his pitch count today, and that's why we're going to see the bullpen sooner rather than later.
think it's, you know.
And he took advantage of the short porch. There's a fastball in.
Oh, really borderline, but as is, Danny Collins calls it strike 3, and what he says matters a lot more than what I say.
You know, I was questioning myself when I said Brendan McKay was drafted as a position player. They're actually trying to make him a two-way guy.
Hey.
He's already got 5 plate appearances this year. He hasn't made a start yet. He's playing at A-ball Bowling Green. The 0-1 pitch to Joey Bart in there for a strike. Quickly are wildly premature.
Well, he's the last guy to do it.
Right. You know, they only have 1 or 2 big mashing guys in their order that can hit home runs, and the rest is just a lot of similar to American softball, fast pitch softball than it is to American baseball. But they love those home run hitters. They bring a lot of guys from the States over to Japan to be that middle of the order guy. They love home runs. Joey Bart swings and misses. Career save. 2-0, 108 ERA. He'll face Reese Albert. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
Well, good measure, but fired up after that one. Hall, maybe Coach Hall said something to him earlier that made him all upset.
To put FSU ahead, it was a 1-1 tie ball game until his
knees. Not
frozen.
Sure that, I'm not sure that you could have hit that had you swung at it, but a great pitch by Andy Archer.
The late break, especially, it looks like
a breaking ball and just didn't believe in it because you said that. Gets right into the strike zone.
Stephen Wells rips one down the left field line foul. He was sitting on a 2-0 and made good contact, but fouls it away. 2-1. Hitless in 2 tries, grounded out his last time up. That one drops in. To your weak point, and I'm not just saying Georgia Tech's weak point, the bullpen is the weak point for most college baseball teams. And so they get you to that point and just beat you mercilessly over 9 innings. Swing and a miss. Swanson gone. Good pitch by Archer and a good way to start the 7th.
Yeah, it's actually a guy like Andy Archer that has the potential to have, you know.
Can we set the mower just a tiny bit lower next time?
Just cooperate with
Jackson Luke, the left fielder. 0 for 3. Runner at first, 1 out. Ball 2. Archer's fallen behind. You look at him leaving, down 4-1. You think, oh, he had a rough day. You have to give Curry a lot of credit today because aside from, just a moment's blip on the radar with that 3-run home run, he was about as perfect as you can be today with a smaller strike zone early on and with Florida State fouling away so many pitches. He had a really good start.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate he's in line for his first loss, really.
I don't think it was a tough day for him at all. I think you got to tip your cap to this Florida State team for fouling off the number of pitches that they did. He got ahead of a lot of hitters, and that's what you ask out of your starter. You want to get ahead of guys and battle, and that's what he did today. This Florida State team just took advantage of
part. Florida State is earning their walks. We've seen that today with these
walks. Again, you got to tip your cap to this team.
Finds the outside. The batter is Cal Raleigh. He watches low and away for a ball. Started an interesting pregame tradition this year for Florida State. 1-0 to him is a fastball down the chute. They've started doing yoga.
Some of that played into it, but as is, that's a tough play for anybody, especially off the bat of a lefty. It's tailing, it's different spin. And Florida State, once again, able to take advantage of some base runners and drive them in.
So Drew, 1 for 3 with a single. Scored a run in the 4th. That was the only inning in which Florida State had scored to this point until that 2-run double by Raleigh. In the dirt again, ball 2, pickoff to second. Nearly got him, but it's away into center field. I think they had Cal Raleigh dead to rights. If Wilhite can field the throw by Bart, instead it gets under his glove and the runner advances on a throwing error.
I think you're exactly right. I'm not sure that's totally on him, but he would have liked to have that one back.
There's strike 1. That's a tough throw.
To get the tag down and get the runner and get out of this inning, but for Georgia Tech, Andy Archer's got a little bit more work to do.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And he does that work quickly, K'ing Mendoza. It tails away from the left-handed bat. He goes right over the top of it. 2 runs, though, come across on the Raleigh double off. Stretch the lead for Florida State. Watches. Reese Albert homered on Wednesday against Jacksonville in their midweek matchup. In the way, he's looked pretty darn good in relief for Georgia Tech. If you look at his day-by-day, he's gone 5 of 7 outings holding opponents scoreless. So he's a go-to guy out of the Tech pen in this situation. Down 6-1, trying to get some innings, trying to help that.
Leadoff hitter, left fielder for the Jackets out.
ACC's leading average.
In the concussion protocol, so both teams have certainly been hit by that injury bug.
The batter facing Sands. Takes the ball just a long line of major league caliber catchers that have come through Georgia Tech. You go back to Danny Hall's first season, 1994, Jason Veritek. You know the career he had. Matt Wieters, the career he's having. Mike Nikias, who's on the coaching staff here now, played in the big leagues. And now Joey Bart. Outside, ball 4, draws the walk. You're going to see Bart at the next level, no doubt. And Roddy, you said it at the open of the broadcast. He's going to hear his name called early on day 1 of draft day.
Yeah, very easily could be the first catcher off the board. Who knows where that'll fall, but typically when you get a guy of his talent, it could be that anywhere from that 5 to 15 range. You can see a guy like Joey Bart end up being out tomorrow for the Jackets, potentially, if Tristan English isn't able to go.
So here's Wade Bailey. Breaking.
We didn't talk about this because of the fact that Tristan English came up limping a little bit, but that was a great execution by English and Bart. Bart going on the play. You had the shortstop Salvatore moving towards second base to receive the throw potentially. Tristan English hits it right where he came from, and Georgia Tech's threatening a little bit here in the 8th.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, Bailey. And now Georgia Tech will take out Barron Radcliffe, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And they go with Michael Goldberg instead. The pinch runner at first base is Cole Newber, by the way. He came on for the departed English. And Goldberg, the freshman, batting from the right side. 2 homers. Rip, left side, base hit. Bart getting the wave around third. He was slow around the third base bag. Throw to the plate, just late. He slides in. Goldberg comes through again, and Georgia Tech cuts away at the lead.
It's a great job by Michael Goldberg of, as you see Joey Bart there.